Okay, hi everybody. My name's Jules Opperman. I'm from Melbourne and I'm a Gold Executive with ASEA. So welcome to the Shine Bright team meeting tonight, where our growing ASEA family gathers to learn and develop skills, furthering the mission of ASEA. Many healthcare professionals are calling ASEA products the greatest scientific breakthrough in health science, anti-aging and athletic performance of our lifetime. They're saying this science discovery is as big as the discovery of penicillin and DNA. So the intention of this call is to support you to gain maximum benefit from using the ASEA products and to empower you to share this extraordinary technology with the people in your life, making a living while making a difference. So we ask you not to record this call, and it will be recorded for you and put up on the Shine Bright team website and the Facebook page probably in the next couple of days. Just a couple of announcements. This week, expert in the house tomorrow night. So that's Bart and Melissa Cotter on tomorrow night. So there's 3 different time zones. I won't go into all the time zones because they're all different for each state. And this weekend, the ASEA corporate events are on Saturday. Hopefully everyone's attending, Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney. And if you haven't got your ticket, go to Diamonds ASEA AU Diamond Events page or Eventbrite and Google ASEA and book your ticket and book in your guests. So hopefully everyone knows about that. If they haven't, just at the end of the call, you can ask a question. So that's that business done. Okay, so tonight Marion and I are going to share with you just some tips on how we reached our rank. So these tips are our own tips, and some might resonate with you and some might not be what, might not work for you. So, but we just thought we'd share ours tonight. So, hi Marion.
Hi Jules.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So we're going to we're going to share some tips on how we changing our approach and belief in network marketing over the time that we've been in ASEA. So Marion, you're a busy physio, you're a meditation teacher, you run classes, and you're also writing a book. So a big congratulations firstly to getting to bronze with your busy life. So well done. So the first question I've got for you tonight is, I want you 3 top tips that you can give us that you have done over time to work on your belief in the network marketing industry and with our product.
Okay, well, my belief in the product came very quickly with personal experience and using it in the clinic. So that's not really been something I've needed to work on, but network marketing was quite a foreign concept to me. So the things that have really changed my perception of that are attending the ASEA conventions in Australia. I haven't been overseas yet, and I will go. And the ASEA conventions really highlighted the integrity of the company to me. So that's made me feel very comfortable in sharing it with other people. And last year I attended the MLM convention, Simon Chan one, and that actually really blew me away because I had no idea how widespread network marketing was and how many young people were doing it, people of all ages, and they had viable businesses through this. And so I thought, well, just because I hadn't known about it didn't mean it wasn't a great thing. So going to those events really changed my belief.
Great. So I'll now just give you my 3 top tips. So, so I'm, as I said, gold. Just went gold after the convention. So one of the big things for me was attending conventions. Went to the US twice and attended the Australian ones twice. So one of the biggest things for me was listening to podcasts. It gave me a belief in the network marketing industry. So for the first year and a half, when I started doing the business for Innerseer, I listened to Simon Chan and listened to all his interviews. He just interviewed everyday people, and I just used to think, well, if they can do it, why can't I? So that was one of the big game changers for me, and just really made me believe that it can be done. My other tip was turn up for Zoom meetings like tonight, the trainings, turn up for events. I watched videos that were available in the back office and YouTube. And I learnt from my upline. I asked, my mentor or sponsor as many questions as I could. So that just really, gave me the belief, and, asked lots of questions on the industry. So another question, what do you do daily or weekly or monthly even to keep up with your business? How do you put it in?
Well, consistency has been an issue for me in the past. So I've really committed to using my planner now. It's very messy. But using my planner makes me do things. I need to be able to tick things off or know what's coming up, because I'm busy and I could be doing anything at any time. I need to stay committed and focused. So I use my planner, and I'm using Genie. And I think Genie is fabulous. And even going through my list of to-dos in there really keeps me connected to my list and adding to my list. I make sure I do at least one income-producing activity a day. So whether that's contacting someone, tagging someone, following up. And I try to make 10 contacts a week. And I remember daily, and I'll probably talk a bit more about this later, but it's almost an affirmation, I guess, but not in a positive way. But I just remind myself that I don't actually have the right to make a choice in other people's lives. So for me, that means I don't have the right to not share this knowledge with other people.
Great. Okay, so my tips are that about 12 months ago, Janine and I, we set up the 5-point system. So I do that by basically doing something big or small in my business every day. So I connect with someone new. I may add someone to Facebook or speak to a team member or listen to a testimonial, something that's in that 5-point system that will get me 5 points a day. I also keep in touch with what's going on in Innerseer, but also in the industry and with other companies. So I've actually, one of my daily or weekly things is just, taking responsibility for my business and actually knowing what's going on. And my other tip is I connect with my team as much as I can and help them, encourage them, and know the numbers I need to get to the next rank. So I look at the numbers probably weekly, and I keep a spreadsheet, and just those are some of the weekly and daily tips that I do. Okay, so the next question is 3 tips for yourself to for the belief in yourself, because that's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one, and definitely was a big one for me early on. But I teach meditation, and I'm really I'm into personal development anyway. I listen to audio books while I'm driving. I'm a member of a mastermind group that isn't connected with network marketing, but funnily enough, just about everyone that's a member of it is a network marketer. And that's a very personal development group. It's called Soul Pleaser. So I stay connected with these people because that helps me to stay connected to what my purpose is. And recently I completed the RI training with Clay Stevens, and that was a game changer for me in learning the reasons behind why I behave the way I do, like why I was reluctant to follow up. And even just down to some of the language that you use, like, you know, I'll try and do this. I mean, that's already giving yourself an excuse to not complete something. So I am eliminating that word from my vocabulary and my internal dialogue. So that's been very helpful. My meditation gives me clarity and connection with my purpose. And expanding on that, I think it's really important to know your purpose and know your why. So two different things for me, they are, but they're very connected to each other. And I revisit that daily. And when I wake up in the morning, I tell myself what my purpose is and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And sometimes the why starts to change, but that's because you're growing personally anyway. So I just love the personal development, and that journey doesn't end.
No, every day.
Yeah.
Okay, mine was also personal development. So this year I took it, the last 12 months I've spent doing a personal and professional development program, which has been probably a game changer for me because, oh gosh, there's so much, you know, that I've achieved in the last 12 months. And it's also got me to where I am to be able to actually make a decision to leave my full-time job. So that was probably one of my big goals when I very first started with the SEER, and probably was like a little bit surreal. So yes, I'm very excited. Another one for me is affirmations, and I have a daily movie. Simon Chan, ages ago when I went to see him in Melbourne, said, what do you want your life to look like? So I made a movie and I watched that every day, and that just really gave me belief in myself because I'm in my movie and my family. And I shared with my dream with my family, and so they believe in me, which helps me to believe in me. So when I'm not believing in myself, they actually give me the nudge and remind me of my 3 to 5 year plan. So that's a big one for me as well, because yeah, they're my backup plan, my backup for when you kind of have those days. Okay, last question. So what are 3 things you've done that you can tell us that has worked best for you since joining a SEER?
Okay.
And building your business.
Well, recently, the RI training coaching with Clay Stevens, that got me into a good habit of contacting and following up people consistently, and setting myself weekly goals with that. So that was wonderful. And just a couple of things that came up in that for me, and these may not resonate with anyone else, but these were things that came up in discussion, probably with how I was answering some questions, and there are 3 things I remind myself of daily. The universe doesn't do wishy-washy, so you need to be clear on your intentions and your goals. as I said before, you don't have the right to make the choice for other people. So choosing to withhold information from people is making a choice not to share. So I don't make judgments anymore on whether I think someone will be interested or whether they can afford it. That's how that came up during the RI training. And thinking small doesn't serve you. And I think I've, in the past, imprisoned myself in quite a small world. And I've just broken through that. So, I can create what I want to create. So that was one. Sorry, that was a long one, Tip. I've actually let go of the attachment to the outcome of contacting and following up people, and I've done that in my life in general as well. So in my work life as a physio as well. And I think when you do that, you come across as being authentic. If you're very attached to what someone's going to say about what you're telling them, I think you can come across as being a bit needy, and that puts people off. So just absolutely letting go of that attachment and allowing people to make their choices is wonderful. And it's liberating for you too, because you're not hung up on something that you can't control, and it's not your right to make the choices. And the other thing I've done is I've stayed connected with my upline, and Jules is my immediate upline, and she's been extremely supportive of me, particularly in my wishy-washy ways but I've learned to ask for help. So that was a big thing for me, because I've always thought I could just do it all myself, and now I find myself asking Jules, asking Janine, asking Justin, doing three-way calls. And they've changed things, definitely changed things for me. So to sum it up, I guess I would say that for me, it's just really important to be honest and tell the truth all the time, so you're authentic. And it's the systems that are duplicatable, which we use, and they're fantastic, but the people aren't, so you just need to be yourself.
Great. There's some great advice in there. So my three things are, well, firstly, when I decided to just keep using the product but do the business as well, which was probably about 5 or 6 months into after I started using the Renew 28. I got my family on board, so I enrolled them in my 3 to 5 year plan and asked them to support me. And because if I didn't have that support and be able to go out and, attend conventions and do the, sit in the office and do Zoom trainings, and it just wouldn't have happened. So that was one of the big things for me. The other one was I found a mentor, which is Janine. I'm not sure if she's on the call tonight, but thank you, Janine. I connected with my upline, so David and Cheryl, Justin, Nicole, Bobby and Jerry. So I reached up to them, and, I just made myself known, and I just put myself out there. And, 12 months ago I was doing trainings on here. Haven't done them for a while, so this is the first one back for a while. So, and again, I attended conventions, which gave me more conviction. I went to the US, and we've been to the Gold Coast, and we have some fun. That's one of the big things for me. We have fun, it's great. I love catching up with people and connecting, and we have to have some fun in this business. Otherwise, it might just turn out like a job. So, and I don't just want a job again. I want to have connections and meet people and do that. So that's probably some of the best things that work for me. So, Marion, one more question, which kind of wasn't on the agenda.
Oh, great.
I remember the first time I went to the US, and I had to go up on stage because I'd got to bronze, and Trish Winkler says to me, "What do you love about ASEA?" And I went, "Oh my God, what am I going to say?" So what do you love about ASEA? So everyone has to be ready for this, for when you reach a rank and Trish Winkler comes up to you and asks you this question. So have it ready.
You know, I absolutely love the product. I love the community in our team. I really enjoy that, and I enjoy going away and catching up with people that we chat on the internet, but being there face to face is lovely. And I love the integrity of the company. And I just love that Genesis video, and I rewatch it, you know, once, twice a month, just because I love it. And I love listening to Vertis and Tyler Norton. And they're real, and they really want to help people. And so that's my purpose anyway, is helping people. So it just resonates with me.
Yeah, great. Well done. So
and congratulations for going gold to you, Jill.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So that's all the questions tonight. So has anyone got any questions? I'll just check the chat box. But if anyone, just unmute yourself and go ahead.
A question for Marion, if that's okay.
Yes.
Marion, I'm a physiotherapist too. It's kind of three questions, I suppose. First one, just to get a baseline, is do you own your own practice or do you work for somebody else?
I own my own practice.
Okay. My question was going to be, I work for somebody else, and the person that I work for, I've got great respect for, but he's not interested in ASEA at all, and I sort of feel it's a little bit difficult to share with patients when it's not my practice. I do it with occasional patients. I don't do it with everybody because I'm very aware of that. I just wondered how you got around that, but you don't have that problem. My second question to you is, do you find being a physiotherapist, you're in a privileged position where your patients sort of really look at you as the professional in the relationship already? Do you find it still necessary to do three-way calls with them, or are you able to convert prospects into customers fairly easily on your own, on the back of you being the person that they're talking to anyway?
That would really depend on what the issue was that we were addressing. If it was a musculoskeletal issue, then no, I wouldn't do a three-way call with that. If it's someone with a more systemic illness process going on that isn't really in my field of expertise, then I would, or it's something where I think they might connect well with someone who had the same issue, then I would definitely three-way call there. If it's something that I didn't have the professional or personal experience of, then yes, definitely the three-way call. And I know it's hard as a physio because people didn't come to you to hear about redox. And so I'll be treating people and I have this dialogue in my head. And I don't tell everybody just because professionally it feels inappropriate at the time. But if they're reaching out asking for more help, or I had it today where someone told me about her partner's very ill. And I just said, look, I know this isn't why you're here today, but I just want to let you know that I may know of something that may help if you're interested. And I left it at that. And she's going to talk to her husband. So I'll still broach it. If I didn't in that situation, I would feel guilty for not sharing.
Yeah.
But yes, not with everybody that comes in. It is hard when you're working for someone else. I would probably have the conversation where I would say, look, if, because I've seen this working, or, we know it does help with certain conditions, are you okay with me suggesting clients try it? because he shouldn't have an issue if you're helping them.
Yeah, and I've kind of broached it, you know, it could be like me suggesting to patients that they go on glucosamine and chondroitin or any of those supplements that we're often telling patients about. So that's how I've kind of broached it so far, and he's not said no to it, but he just hasn't clearly said go ahead and do whatever you like. So I just treat very carefully at the moment.
Yeah, and it's really hard. Like I have I've tried to get a couple of physios on board. Physios are difficult people.
Has anyone else got a question?
Can I just add something to that?
Sure.
Barbara, we need to come and have a cuppa, seeing as you're just literally up the road, less than 4K away.
We'd love to. We'd love to. I really would love to, because I've got lots of questions I'd love to ask you guys as well.
Just commenting on that though, Dr. Walker, who was an esteemed ER doctor in the States, he had a similar thing working in the hospital system. He was very good at his profession, and he actually built the majority of his business, just about everything was with outside people. So don't discount all the people that you know everywhere else too in all of this. And then what's right's right. And then if you're ever in doubt, always just go and mention it to Russell and say, right, this is it. And if you're open, honest communication, there shouldn't be a problem with that. But you just have to, if you feel something's not quite right, you just need to go to him and talk to him, and then he'll say yes or no. And if you don't ask, they can't say yes to you, can they?
That's right.
So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it.
Okay, so Marietta has asked about the 5-point system. So I can send you that, Marietta. We have points for different daily actions that we do. So what we try and do is get 5 points a day. So I can send that to you, or I can put it up in the Shine Bright in the files. And Jane asked a question. How do you find it easiest to connect with your team? By which medium? Jane, are you asking me, or are you there, Jane?
Yes, Jules, sorry, I am asking you, because you were the one who said that that's one of the things that you do.
Oh. I thought it was me. Well, I touch base in Messenger. Marion and I don't talk, very often on the phone, because she's busy working at night and through the day, and I work full-time through the day. So we try and Zoom. Probably Sunday nights, probably what we do, and we try and bring in her team in Zoom. I've got some people in the US now, and I do a Zoom early in the morning with them. And I just keep in touch by text, or it's not often that we actually just have actual conversations. It's more just touching base, how they're going. So all different ways to keep in touch.
Cool, thanks. I knew that you had them all over the place, and that was one of the reasons I was asking, so that everybody could get that kind of benefit.
So like with my people in the US, I set up a messenger, like a group. So we put stuff in the group, and then we've started doing a Zoom once a week, and whoever wants to join that, there's about 3 of them now. But in the messenger, it works really well. I wake up in the morning and there's usually 5 questions in there. So, and then I answer them. So there is quite a...
so you're talking Facebook Messenger, or...
Yes.
Yeah. I know WhatsApp is one of the things we're looking at for some overseas people.
Yeah, Facebook Messenger works really well for me. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks. And David actually messaged me vocally on Facebook Messenger the other day, and that was really nice to actually, hear people's voice, because I think that's really nice to have that connection.
Yeah. Anyone else got any questions? Anyone?
Jules, just to add to what we're just talking about there, a convention, Larry from Genie told us there's going to be a whole lot of range of new Facebook integrations with Genie coming up. So, and Messenger is going to be one of them. So you're going to be able to put leads in from Genie and get reminders from Messenger and all sorts of little good knickknacks for the follow-up that we're talking about. So that's something to look forward to inside Genie.
Yes, be exciting. Yeah, there's good stuff coming from Larry. So look forward to that. Margot?
I don't have a question. I just want to compliment you both on a fabulous training. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I've written here. Couldn't lift my head up. Thank you.
Thank you for that. It's always a bit nerve-wracking, especially when you haven't done it for a while. So, yeah, thank you, Margot.
You've just got to speak out of your heart.
Yeah.
Experience. So
yeah.
There's nothing else.
Yeah, it was just trying to get that first bit as well. You know, reading that off notes. It's always more difficult. Just talking from, like you said, from the heart is easier. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Sure. Who's that?
Jenny.
Oh, hi, Jenny.
When you've got a new person, do you have like a checklist or something that you run through to make sure that you and they are on track and that you're covering everything? How do you find that most efficient?
Well, I'll answer first if you like, Marion. I don't really. I try and just follow, you know, check in with them, because usually they're just using the product first, and then if they decide to start sharing, we just then follow what they need to do. I try and get them, you know, on the trainings on in the back office. So probably the answer is no, not really. Working full time, I just try and squeeze everything in, yeah, don't really have any sort of proper checklist. What about you, Marion?
Well, because I can never remember what I've said to who, all my new associates, I just got these printed up. I don't know if you can see that.
Just got it up a bit higher.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
And then on the back, I've just put a list of when all the meetings are on, how to go to the Shine Bright team, or I've had to change it because I got some of the times wrong because I'm converting to South Australian times. Yeah, I just give everyone that so that people can then take some responsibility for themselves to get on with things. But usually everyone I've connected already through the Renew with Redox group, and then I add to the Shine Bright team so they can stay connected there.
Yeah. One of the other things I do is when I get my little text from Jeannie saying someone's joined the team, I usually connect with them, even if if there's someone that Marian's put in that I don't know. I either connect on Facebook, just welcoming them, or I just send them a text because we get their phone number and email. So that's just one thing I do. Anything else? No? Well, thanks everyone. It's 8:35, so I think Janine, is Janine on tonight?
Janine and I are on at 8 o'clock.
Oh yes, 8 o'clock, yes. So Janine is interviewing Jeanette, so that should be great with her amazing testimonial.
Surgery recovery for this one.
Yes.
And thanks, that was excellent.
It was
both
great.
of you.
Terrific.
And
Thank
Marion,
you.
that was really
Thank
good.
you.
We took notes, so fantastic.
So Marietta, I'll put that 5-point system up in the Shine Bright, so you can have a look and feel free to ask any questions. So otherwise we'll stop the recording and we'll see everyone at well, 8 o'clock Queensland time, 9 o'clock Victorian, and
8:30.
8:30 South Australian time. And see lots of you at the events this weekend. It should be a great event. Can't wait to get my sauce. Who's ordered their sauce?
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds amazing.
Mm.
So see you later, everybody.
Thanks, ladies.
Bye.